So I want to show you a fun variation of Janu Shirshasana that is very common in Anusara Yoga, which is a style of yoga that was founded by a man called John Friend. And I really like this variation because I find that it helps to give me a little bit of a different opening in this posture. So I'm going to show you the variation. If you've never done Janu Shirshasana, then please take a moment to watch that video of mine so that you have the basic alignment down and the key points to remember in your mind when you start this. So, starting in Dandasana again, stretching out the legs, bringing your fingertips beside you, sitting up tall, lifting the spine, opening up the heart. Keeping the right leg extended, bring your left foot into your groin. And either lining it up at the inner thigh or bringing it out and back as much as you can, perhaps even rolling onto the foot if this is available to you in the hips. This won't work for everybody. And again, if your leg doesn't hit the earth here, taking support, taking a block underneath the knee, either a lower block or a higher brick or a blanket. So you want to make sure that this leg can root into the earth. So in this variation of Janu Shirshasana, which is head to knee pose, which we're not going to bring our head to our knee today, but eventually that's what happens, you would actually turn your torso, instead of over the front leg, you start to turn it over the open space between your knees. And then you're going to lengthen your spine and fold at your hip crease, bringing your fingertips to the floor. Don't lift here so much that the back hip starts to lift. You want to keep the sitting bones rooting down. You want to keep this leg extended, so watch that this leg doesn't tend to fall in or fall out. We're just turning the axis of our spine, and then melting your heart again and walking yourself forward, extending the spine, opening up the heart. Coming as far into this as you can to feel a stretch, could be through the leg or the hip or both, but still keep the spine long and the heart open. So again, if you're doing the posture like this, then you're actually just cheating. So opening up the heart, lengthening the spine. So if that means that you only, then that's enough for today. Gradually with practice, when things open up, you'll come further in. And some of you, if you're more flexible than me, might be able to just fall right forward here and put your nose on the floor. You will not see me demonstrating that though, because that is not an option for my body. So taking a few breaths here, in this variation of Janu Shirshasana, and then once you've had maybe, we'll say 4 to 10 breaths, depending on your comfort level here, then you can keep the length of your spine and start to walk yourself back into traditional Janu Shirshasana. Again, opening the heart, shoulder blades draw down, gently tucking the chin and lengthening out through the top of your head. If you have the flexibility, holding the foot, that's not going to happen today, keeping the hands beside the foot, the ankle, the knee, maybe even the inner thigh, wherever your body is going to move today. And then switching sides, so drawing that leg into the opposite side. And turning yourself open into the open spot between the knees, holding yourself in half, still keeping that back sitting bone rooting down. So you can even bring your thumb into the hip and remind you to bring it down. Opening up the heart, drawing the shoulder blades down, and then folding yourself forward however much you can. So if that means that you're right here, that's fine. So just practicing wherever you feel like you can feel a stretch, but still maintain an awareness of the openness of your heart and the length of your back. After taking 4 to maybe 10 breaths here, maybe you start to feel like the legs have opened a little bit or released a little, then walking yourself forward, over the leg, again opening up the heart, and if it's appropriate, finding the foot, that's not going to work for you, then staying up here, or even maybe here. And then releasing that leg, coming back into Dandasana. So, seated forward bends can be really, really challenging on most of us because we tend to be tight in the hamstrings. So with practice and with patience, they get easier and easier, and eventually they become comfortable. But until then, just focus on opening and extending the heart and the spine. So we want to keep the spine long, the heart open. That's the goal here. And that will actually give you an increased stretch in the back of the legs. So there's a fun variation of Janu Shirshasana that I really enjoy. So hopefully you will too. Thank you. Namaste.